Yo, what it is, what it do. It's hot as hell in New York. Where the hell are you?
I'm in
back
Texas
again. And he's in Texas. He already know what the heat is like, baby. We're
Already know
back
what it's
again. Back again with the 22 Twos podcast in the building. Today I have Too Smooth, our wonderful moderator extraordinaire, but I'm stealing his job today. We have Steven, a.k.a. DB Dude, a.k.a. Darnell, in the building. We're here to talk about our fans. Because, you know, we love our fans. And they've been missing us, and we've been MIA, but we promise we're going to be back. We're going to hit y'all in the head with some cool stuff coming up in the next couple of days and weeks. So please stay tuned for that. Listen, we got the mailbag.
Yes, sir. A lot of questions. Appreciate y'all.
A lot of questions, a lot of different things. Speaking of questions, before we get into it, a lot of stuff has happened over the last couple of weeks and days. What is on your mind? Tell me how you feel about what's going on. What's on your mind, Felix?
Yeah, man. Indiana Pacers got the Knicks out of here. They packed us up. Shout out Will Mills on that phrasing. But Oklahoma City got them packed up and out of here. Crazy. Halliburton, you know, prayers up for him. He's probably going to miss all of next year. Tore his Achilles. Crazy. He started out that game 7 hot. I mean, we literally were in for a classic. It was looking like in the early stages. We got robbed of that. But I feel like we kind of get robbed of something every postseason, whether it's a game 7 or whether it's just a series. If you want to put an asterisk next to any championship, you can probably put an asterisk next to all of them, because every team that's won a championship has gone through some level of, you know, diminished opponent on the other side, whether it be someone hurting, someone got hurt for the series, so on and so forth. We could go back years and see that. But shout out to Oklahoma City Thunder, best defense in the league all season. You know, going into the series, I think we had them winning. Anyway, I had them in 5. A couple of y'all had them in 6. They ended up getting it done in 7. Shout out to them. Shout out to the second apron, because a whole lot of teams going to look different next year.
And we've had a lot of eventful trades. We're looking at CJ McCollum being moved to NBA Siberia in Washington. And then Jordan Poole joining Zion Williamson with their crazy debauchery with the females. Listen, there's a lot of movement expected to go on. But Darnell, what is on your mind? Talk to me.
Nobody take my pride. And nobody hold me down. Oh no!
Oh no! Got to keep on
moving. Yo, listen,
broken
man.
Glass everywhere. Oh, I thought we were getting into it. My fault.
Did he about to pull the last minute fourth quarter touchdown?
They said Diddy in Game 7.
In Game 7.
Diddy Game 7 is crazy.
Diddy Game 7 is a real thing, man. Copyright that. It looks like all of these charges are being dropped. Diddy might be come out of. He's gonna be. It's not unscathed, but it's not gonna be as bad as we thought it was. Like, the damage has been done, but the legal stuff right now is the court of opinion, and that's really where we're at right now. Was he doing something messed up? Maybe, maybe not, but it looks like he's about to get out of this. I'm just saying, this is crazy.
Listen, and you want to know something? It seemed more like a smear campaign, right? Like they were trying to diminish his integrity.
Seemed like?
Seemed like? Listen. I mean, hey, listen, understatement
man.
Of the year, Too Smooth, because at the end of the day, you know, his credibility is.
Yeah,
I
don't know how you come out of this and just start striking up business deals. Good luck.
Yeah. I think it was something to say, we're gonna cripple you from making money again on the books. If you're gonna make money again, it's gonna be some other way, but you're not gonna do it legally anymore, or it's gonna be something backdoor channels. No Diddy, that you're gonna make. You know what I mean?
Listen, credibility out the door quicker than Jazz in the Mansion of Fresh Prince, bro. He's out.
Quick thing, man. Hey, look. Hey, shout out to Alex Fine.
Yeah,
man.
backdoor was crazy.
Yeah. Shout out to Alex Fine for actually sitting down in that court, man, and not losing it.
Lord have mercy
on that man's soul, brother.
Ain't no way. Why ain't no way, boy? Why ain't no way?
Hearing them stories. He must really love Cassie, dog. He must. Hey, he got a long way to go.
No, your past life is your past life, but I'm cool off that, cuz.
But listen, fellas, we're here for a good time, but not a long time. So let's get into those questions, okay?
Yes, sir.
So first off, we have our first viewer, one of our longtime viewers. We got Samir this year _ Shout out to you, brother, on Instagram with the very first question. It says, is T-Mac more talented than Kobe? Now, I saw this question, and and this tells you where our viewers are at. This was before the conversation came about on Gil's Arena this week, where they were talking about that. Fellas, give me a quick blur. How you feel about that? T-Mac or Kobe?
So let's start here. T-Mac was my first favorite player ever, followed by Carmelo Anthony. I have them 1A and 1A. In league history, those are two of the most talented guard wing scorers ever to not win a ring. And of course, in similar fashion, they both are notorious for getting booted out the first round. As far as a talent, I think I would go as far, at least, God rest the dead, R.I.P. Kobe. I will say T-Mac was as talented, if not more, than Kobe. And Kobe has said this on wax several times, that he used to get so competitive and upset because T-Mac could do everything he could, but was 6'8", right? So it's just like, damn, this dude got my entire skill set, and he's taller, and he's lengthier. Paul's like, he has it all in his bag. So from a talent perspective, of course. Now, of course, you could argue the intangibles. Does he have that dog in him? T-Mac never had a Shaq. He had Yao, who was often hurt, in those Rockets years. They did make it past the first round, obviously did not win a ring. But, when it comes to this ring conversation, so many things have to go right. The roster, the coach, the GM, just the alignment of a winning culture within the entire organization. So as a talent, give me T-Mac.
Okay, how about you, Darnell? What say you?
Oh no, man, I can't go against the Mamba, man. Like I can't. You just think about it, like the closest resemblance we've had to Michael Jordan is Kobe Bryant, and talent-wise, defensive-wise, all-round game. Yes, that's me. Like I'm not being a Kobe homer or none of that stuff too. Like Kobe is one of my favorite players growing up, but it's just hard to just look at the body of work and just like, all first team, all NBA, offense, defense, MVP. You know what I mean? So it's like it's hard to kind of go against that. Like raw talent. Yeah, of course you could always make a case for raw talent. Like for example, we mentioned the other day Len Bias. You know what I mean? Like,
Len Bias might have been the GOAT, bro. Oh,
yeah, you know what I'm saying?
If that situation never happened, if you listen to the stories,
that crazy situation.
He was like that.
He was like that. You know what I mean? So I just can't say with Kobe because Kobe just had a mailbag of just so many different things that he just was able to do, and I think talent. You could say that too because we could make jokes right now. Present day, Mike Beasley. That dude's super talented. Can't get it together. You know what I mean? So I think it does take talent is one
Greatest
thing.
one-on-one player ever.
Greatest one-on-one player ever, man. Like
ever.
You get that talent needs to get locked in with the mentality of just being great. So I don't think it's raw talent is one thing, but raw talent is nothing if you can't produce and you can't become that person. And that's just me. That's just me.
Okay, so that leaves me as the tiebreaker, and I love being a moderator because guess what? I get the last word, and nobody gets to argue with me after I make my point. So, Darnell, going back to what you said, which is on another tangent, real quick. You compared Kobe Bryant to who?
Oh yeah, that guy, the man himself,
Michael Jordan.
the man himself.
When you were referring to greatness, I love that comparison. Keep that same energy. But when it comes to certain players in this league, I've watched basketball for many moons, bro. And I've seen Kobe Bryant and Tracy McGrady in their prime. And I have to be honest and say that T-Mac in his prime was better than Kobe Bryant from a defense. Because when he started his career, he was a pure defender coming out of Toronto, coming off the bench with his cousin. And then when he got his opportunity, when he was traded to the Magic, he blossomed, and that just goes to show 30 points a game, and everybody in the NBA can attest to this. You play a role when the team, when the coach and your role is defined. You you are who you're supposed to be. And when T-Mac got an opportunity to spread his wings, did he ever, bro? He soared. And he was one of the better two guards in the NBA during his stretch, and then Father Time and injuries caught up to him. So
them knee problems, man.
Listen. Yeah, knee problems were an issue, microfracture and
back spasms when he got to Houston.
The back issues, and Kobe Bryant was fortunate enough to go most of his early parts of his career where he was able to win those championships early with Shaq, and then later on with Pau Gasol and Andrew Bynum, and be effective during that time. But overall, I'd like T-Mac's dominance versus Kobe's dominance throughout their careers was greater on the T-Mac side, so I have to go with T-Mac. But fellas, moving on, we have one of our beloved viewers. I love his questions, and we're going to get into these. We're going to rattle these off really quick. Cash Lord on IG. Lord. Shout out to you, Cash
Lord. Shout
out,
Che, bro.
Yes, sir. What up, Che? So listen, couple quick questions. We're going to go rapid fire, guys, because Che is with a couple. All right? Quick question for you. Is Dak a top 10 QB? He is not he said, Chave says he is not a Cowboys fan, and unfortunately, his answer is absolutely no. Hell to the no. So I spin that over to you, Darnell, who was defending Dak Prescott for most of the season. Mr. Top 10. What say you, sir?
Top 15 for Jordan Love. So run that ranking down for 1 to 10, and we're gonna see where you got Dak.
Okay, so number one.
In no order.
In no order. Okay. Patty. Josh, Lamar, Joe Cool. Gotta put Jalen in there.
That's 5.
I'll also throw in
Justin Herbert.
I'll put Herbert.
No, Justin Herbert.
I'll put Justin in there. I'll put Justin in there. I'll put Justin in there.
This is in no specific order, right?
Yeah. No specific. Justin.
Okay, go ahead. Don't lose your train of thought. Go ahead.
Yeah. Jaden.
7.
Old buddy. Oh my gosh, I'm drawing a blank right now.
What team?
Oh my gosh.
What team?
I'm drawing a blank. Oh my goodness, man.
What team?
Jordan Love.
That's 8.
Green Bay.
8.
Yeah.
So let's see the AFC South.
You can say Dak. You say if you're saying Dak.
No, I don't think Dak's. I don't think he's 10, bro. I don't think he's 10. I mean, right now, I'm trying to get the other two, the two. Oh, Jared Goff.
Okay,
that's 9.
That's good.
Yeah, Jared Goff.
I'm not mad at that. That's good.
And I would probably say,
what about old boy out in San Fran? Glock Purdy.
Nah,
no, Matt Stafford. Matt Stafford. No one would be mad at you if you said Matt Stafford.
That's actually not a bad one.
I would be happy with you if you said Matt Stafford. The other guy, Mr. shout to him. He would be pissed.
I would. Yeah. You know what? You could throw Matt Stafford in there.
CJ Stroud.
Yeah. He'll be like 11.
Better? Okay.
No, I think CJ's better than Dak.
So you think Dak would probably be more in the range of like 15?
15, yeah. He'll be like at a 15, yeah.
Like literally right down the middle.
Yeah. He'll be like at a 15.
Okay, so this one's for you, Felix. Are the new look Rockets contenders or pretenders?
Contenders, and I keep hearing about this stacked West. And it's like when the playoffs come, it's all about matchups, right? Stack West or not, everybody's going to have to compete. And at the end of the day, you got rid of Dylan Brooks and Jalen Green and turned it into Kevin Durant. Like, you got defense with Dylan Brooks, but very, very streaky shooting. And you got a young gunner in Jalen Green who's literally probably looking at Jordan Poole with the Spider-Man meme because they both just out there dribbling on the perimeter and jacking it up. And you get Kevin Durant, who's a closer. They just re-signed Fred VanVleet today to a 2-year, $50 million extension. So they got him in the fold. They got Amen Thompson. They got Alperen Şengün. They got more minutes now for Tari Eason. They got more minutes now for Cam Whitmore. Like, they low-key got a squad. That defense, Ime Udoka had them boys going crazy on defense already last season, and I think they should have enough around Kevin Durant to where they don't need him to get 30 a game. You know, maybe 24, 24-ish a game. You know, preserve some of those minutes because he will be 37 by the time of the start of next season. I think, you know, listen, as competitive as they want to say the West is going to be, you know, OKC's there, Wemby and the Spurs are going to be there. Mavericks are not going to have Kyrie Irving for a good portion of the season. Yeah. The Lakers still got to figure it out. They don't have a big man right now, so they got to figure out what's going on with that roster. Warriors are probably going to be back, but they'll be another year older, another year with Jimmy Buckets. We'll see how he holds up during the regular season because we all know he's not a regular season performer. You know, so there are some gaps to be able to fill, and I think Houston's going to be right there. They finished second last season, for Christ's sakes, and they added Kevin Durant. Good luck.
Yeah, let's see how they shake out next season. I mean, you know, the combination of Alperen Sengun and Kevin Durant is going to be something to watch.
Listen.
But you kind of touched on the next question, pause a little bit. Donna, I'm going to pose this to you. With the changing of the guard in the NBA, listen, shout to Chave. Great job with the questions, bro. Do y'all think Steph, Bron, or KD win another ring in this era?
That's insane. So combine Steph, Bron, and KD
any one of the
under one.
Listen, and FJB, this is nuance. So you know you can pick one of those that you feel like could win a title in this same decade. You're talking about Steph, Bron, or KD.
But you know what's crazy? It kind of ties in what Felix just said. If that Rockets team is able to come together and play solid basketball, you could see. Yeah.
I see what you did there.
You could see KD might be that one on that list. You know, because I said the Lakers. It depends what kind of Luka comes back. You know what I mean? If Luka comes back,
I seen pictures of him looking lean.
He's well on his way.
If he comes back lean and could really contribute to that team the way he could, they're going to be a problem. As far as the Warriors, I don't think they got it anymore, man. Unless they make that crazy trade. They've been throwing that trade around for them getting Giannis. That'll be crazy. I was like, wow, if that happens, that's different. But that's for another day.
Well, listen, it's a wait and see. You know what I'm saying? We're 5 in. We got 5 more joints to go before we see what the end result of that's going to be. But we got a pop culture question from Chave. Chave, shouts to you, bro. I can't shout at you. I love these questions.
Great question.
I got a question for you. Question is, will y'all be watching the new Superman and Fantastic Four movies next month? Theater, no streaming sites, no bootlegs. Listen, let me answer. Let me go first on this one. There's been a lot of superhero fatigue when it comes to some of these movies. I hear a lot of people, a couple of leaks have come through the Superman movie, and all the Zack Snyder fanboys are all salty about the direction that Superman is going. It's a little more of a playful kind of take on Superman, but the way I see it is, it's more colorful, it's more vibrant. You have different take on the characters, or more person. Superman seems like he has more personality. He's not just, stoic and doing the right thing all the time. He has his own personal views. The Fantastic Four movie, I am looking forward to that because it's segueing into the multiverse and Secret War and all the other stuff that's going into that. So I'm a superhero buff. I used to read comics when I was a kid, big superhero and comic book nerd. So that's my thing. So I can't wait for both of these movies. I will definitely be in theaters for both of them. What say you guys?
Listen, you weren't a kid in the 90s without Saturday morning cartoons, man. And for me, but Superman and Fantastic Four were 2 of my favorite. Like we get into all the other ones like Ant-Man and stuff like that, which is definitely cool. Love all the Marvel stuff. But when you talk about the staples of my childhood, Fantastic Four and Superman are right there. Chave, if I have the time, I will be in theaters. But Brody, send that link, bro. I'm gonna just keep it low key. Send that link, and I'll give them a watch immediately. But I do plan on watching both movies. They should be excellent. I've watched their predecessors, and I've never been truly disappointed. So hopefully this new iteration continues that.
I agree. I'm gonna go watch both of them for sure. Marvel kind of fell off the map a little bit. You know what I mean? So we'll see what could happen. We'll see if the DC universe could be revived by Zack Snyder. But yeah, hands down, I'm gonna go see both of them. Yep.
Listen, I'm a nerd about this shit, so I will be in the theaters. All right. I don't know about these other. I don't know about these other two.
Yo,
what's it called?
IMAX or it didn't happen, bro.
No, what's the one?
Listen.
Oh no, we got the one the D box. We got the D box. That's dope.
D boxes
that sound kind of out of pocket. I'm not gonna hold you.
Yeah,
crazy. Pause on the D box.
Bro.
I don't like the sound of that. But listen, we got our next question from our next viewer, female viewer. Shouts to you, MSABINM from IG.
All right.
Maya Saban. All right. Her question is, and I this is a tough one. Which tennis player of the 21st century has the biggest influence on culture and why?
Ooh.
Oh, come on. We already know what that is, man.
It gotta be Serena at this point.
Yeah, it's Serena, man.
Influence?
Okay.
Yeah.
I would say influence is 2.
Having little black girls pick up that racket. You know what I'm saying? Bringing urban culture into the tennis forefront. To see walking on the court after the wins. You know what I'm saying?
I would say her, but I will also say too, man, if you think about it, a lot of that too was, Andre Agassi when he had his his culture, what he did. And because he had this, I think he had the first sneaker from Nike, I think. Well, didn't he?
Did he?
I think, the first tennis sneaker, I think, was him, I think. He had his own, if I'm not mistaken.
21st century.
No, the Agassi's slapped though with the paint splatter on them. I know which ones you're talking about. Right?
You know what I'm talking about, right? Yeah.
With the neon orange paint splatter on them. Yeah, he had a big impact on tennis too, but not.
Serena was big, not as big as Serena. No, yeah.
She was huge for the culture, not only for tennis and a woman of color, but the fact that she was able to bring urban culture. Onto the tennis, onto the clay, and
the air tech challenge.
You can't talk about Black Girl Magic without having her name in there. Period.
100%. Shout out to you for that question, Maya Saban. Thank you very much.
Appreciate you.
Next one, yes sir. So next question. Bear with me, gentlemen. I'm flipping through here. You heard?
DM got crazy.
From IG, Nasira 24.
Mm-hmm.
Her question is, how do you feel about the relationship between hip hop and sports has influenced the way athletes express themselves off the court or on the field?
Ooh, I love it. When you look back to late 90s, early 2000s, there was an embracing of hip hop from the urban community and a rejection of hip hop from everyone outside the urban community. Everything was hood, everything was gangsta, everything was unpolished, and now we're able to blend the two, and both hip hop artists and athletes can essentially be themselves. There's always the famous quote, ball players want to be rappers, rappers want to be ball players. It's so funny because in corporate America, we talk about cross-functional, assignments, so on and so forth. And literally this is what it is. It's cross-functional industries and they both go hand in hand. Rappers were influenced by athletes growing up and athletes were influenced by rappers growing up. And I feel like the harmony between the two has been amazing, and just seeing both athletes and rappers being able to express themselves and be their true selves in the public eye, it's amazing because who would want to censor themselves for the public?
It's kind of weird because you always think back of like NWA, Raiders, you know what I mean? Like that was, I think that was the first like major like coalescing of the two. You know what I'm saying? Like where you just saw it was just seamless. It became a brand. It really did change the Raiders. Like the Raiders became like it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I always made a joke. Like even though Giants fans with all that other stuff, but I say this all the time. it's very hard to find a kid growing up that did not want to be a pirate, you know, and the hip hop thing kind of just tagged into that and just, you know. So I would say that's a close one for me. I would say.
So way I feel, I love this question because the it's like rappers want to be ball players, like Felix said, and ball players want to be rappers, and nothing was true when you look at the early NBA, where they were trying to add they were trying to lock out that culture from seeping in to the sacred NBA that was run by David Stern, right? They tried to add the dress code, and you had Allen Iverson with the tattoos, and you had his album come out, and in response to that, you saw you know, the jersey boom in hip hop, where everybody had a jersey on it. You had
Fabulous
your
rocking
athlete.
every jersey in his video.
Bro,
come on,
bro,
dog.
your jersey was a dress, bro. Back in the
Facts.
day, you had like a 2X, a 3X, and the joint was past your knees.
You were lit.
You know what I'm saying? You was lit, and you had the hat to match.
You gotta get the two-tone or the headband over the do-rag.
Listen,
what was the
correlation? Listen,
NBA jersey,
the correlation had always been there. You hear, you know, Mike Jordan rocking the 4-5, but it ain't to play games with you. It's to aim at you, Jay-Z. You know what I'm saying? So like the conversation has always been there. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
From the fashion to the quotables to what happens on the court gets translated through rhymes and compositions from MCs. Like it has just been a fusion of culture, and it's almost like you can't have one without the other. Every time you hear a rhyme pattern, you hear it.
And y'all scared I could tell because I'm gonna get bucks like Milwaukee because like Sam I could sell.
Come on, son. Shouts to Jada.
Come on,
but
son.
you know, listen, you can't have one without the other.
Yeah.
Listen, and that was an
beautiful. Love that question.
Out to you,
that's a good question. I like that question.
Shout out to you. Now we have Fungi _19.
Fun guy. Shout out Fun Guy, bro.
Shout out to Fungi. We met Fungi the other day at a function. Shouts to you, bro. All right. Does Melo deserve to have his jersey retired by either the Knicks or the Nuggets? Oh, you done started something, Fungi.
No, we can't.
Now this mailbag is gonna go from a cool 20 minutes to about an hour.
Like we can't get too crazy.
His opinion is the Nuggets should, but they can't. The Knicks shouldn't, but they probably will.
Oh yeah, Joker's got the 15. Yeah.
What say you, gentlemen?
You know, I just said in the last segment, I had T-Mac and Melo 1A and 1A. Y'all already know where I stand. Y'all already know where I stand. I don't even got deep dive on that. Both of them got to retire the jersey. He's the only Melo I recognize. I don't know nothing about no LaMelo Ball over there in Charlotte. Melo is Carmelo Anthony. Retire that jersey.
Yeah, it'll probably be with Denver. It might be like a dual thing. Whenever they retire, Joker or Melo might be there.
I agree.
You know what I'm saying? But the Knicks, number 7. I mean, he came to New York when nobody else did and wanted to, man. So he's gonna hold it was a point in time. It was like, hey, I remember like when we had I think it was 2K. Was it 2K like 17? I think
or 11.
Whichever the one with no, it was 2K13 when the Knicks won 56 games. We were the number 2 seed.
Yeah, that was the year we ended Boston. We officially ended Boston's era, and then of course
we ran into the
Pacers. The Pacers.
Bro, I hate them.
I can't stand these cats, man. But that year, I remember Melo was a 98 in 2K, and I was like, yo, I've never seen a basketball game with a Knicks player be that
high, close to a 99, and
close to a 99. And I remember that, and I was like, that's. Yeah, man.
Listen, to add to that, one could argue that Melo's most successful years in team basketball as a pro was with the Denver Nuggets when he made it to the Western Conference Finals. Remember that team?
Right. Yeah, they lost to the Lakers.
It was Kmart. It was Kmart. It was Marcus Camby. It was Allen Iverson.
No, Chauncey wasn't there, right?
It was Allen Iverson. And you know, he had his. You could say that he had his most formative, successful years with the Nuggets but he didn't have years like how he had with New York, baby.
That love, bro. Listen, that New York
The
love,
love,
you can't
the
match
New
that.
York love. You know what I'm saying?
Different.
The way he carried himself and shouldered the blame and
Every single time.
Everything was all on him.
Finished third in MVP voting of that same year we're talking about. That was the year Tyson Chandler won Defensive Player of the Year. J.R. Smith also won Sixth Man of the Year. That team was rocking, bro, and that's why it was so disappointing when we lost to Indiana that year. Because we were supposed to go to the conference finals and play Miami.
Because that was a year we blew Miami out every time. I think we lost one game to them.
Yeah, we played them 4 times. We won 3-1 in the regular season.
All 3. We massacred them that year. Like, it wasn't even close.
And
so
listen,
we look ahead every time.
Yeah.
As all our viewers can hear, we're scarred and we're hurt Knicks fans, okay?
We're hurt, man.
And we still have scars from many years ago, including man. Opened up the wounds all over again. Bro.
We're just detailing playoff series from 12 years ago. So go figure.
That joint just hurt, bro.
But moving on, we have another 2-part question from Fun Guy. Given the current travel ban situation, weather conditions, pitch quality concerns, should the United States still host the next World Cup?
Oh no, for sure.
I think we kind of have to.
You have to, bro. Right? Like you that's too much money invested in LA. I think it's LA. That's too much money invested, man. We'll get it together. It's 2028.
World Cup final is next year, no?
26?
26?
Yeah, it is 26.
Yeah, World Cup next year. I feel like we should. I feel like they need to invest into like the fields, make sure they are of quality as to what they are overseas. But dude, like, how long has it been since we've had anything 94. World Cup related, like 94. On US soil, bro? We have to. Yeah. We have short answer. We have to. There's too many eyes, too much money, too many fans of the game here. And as we've seen, those numbers have grown over the years that want to go see these teams play, and they just aren't able to go overseas or go to South America or go to Europe or like we have to, bro. Like, I understand there are constraints and or concerns. Listen, as the good man once said, gotta figure it out. Just figure it out.
Because
we gotta.
No, go ahead, Sean.
Go ahead, Dono.
No, I was gonna say, like, this. I guess it's something too, man. Like, accessibility to get to the United States. It's still probably one of the easiest countries to get to, regardless of all of the political drama and all that other stuff. Mm-hmm. It's fairly easy to make it here as far as a sports fan and you're visiting. It's very easy, And most people, when they do come here, they do understand it. And the thing is that it's really the fact we have the stadiums, we have all of the infrastructure needed, and that's essentially what the World Cup, the Soccer Federation, FIFA, and also the Olympics were looking at. They were getting to a point where they couldn't keep putting these things in smaller, lower developed countries. They had to figure it out. Hey, we got to get it somewhere where the infrastructure's there. They don't have to go and build a stadium and do all this other stuff. So they got to figure it out. Listen,
it's our time now. We need to be able to make it happen. Like you guys said, there's enough money, there's enough political interest in mind to be able to get this done. I do worry about pitch, but it's where there's a will, there's a way, and if there's cash, then that there's going to be a way.
Oh man, I would love to go watch something.
Our next question comes from the homie Seymour.Bucks, aka the Chicken Man, getting that paper. You heard? Listen up. Here's the question, gentlemen. After this playoff run, where is Tyrese Halliburton ranked among the point guards in the NBA?
Well, that's a good one.
Jesus indeed.
Oh my gosh.
May I kick it off?
I mean, you can, because I'm trying to run through.
I'm not going to rank him in any particular order from 1 to 5 or 1 to 10.
Yeah.
But what I will say is he's probably the best pure point guard in the NBA.
I don't think there's getting folks involved and then secondary scoring.
Pushing pace,
pushing the pace,
and a lot. When I say that's what a point guard does, gets everybody involved. make guys feel confident and pull the. That's the reason. That was the secret sauce to the success for the Pacers, is getting everybody involved in a way to be able to get out and run. Guys like Obi Toppin, who couldn't get a bucket on his own. Sorry, Obi, shout out to you. We love you from New York. But at the same time, put him in position to be able to score. Benedict Mathurin, who couldn't get a bucket during the finals, was a guy who could get buckets against the Knicks and other teams because of the pace that Tyrese Halliburton promotes as a lead point guard. So when it comes to top point guards in the league, if I had to put a number on it, I would put him top 3, bro. He's up there in terms of pure point guard play. Pure point guard play. Yes.
But Felix, if you gotta really think about it, who are we really like comparison wise?
We're talking pure point guard.
I'm removing pure. I'm removing traditional point guard. Just point guard. Period. Luka. I'm just rattling names off here. Luka.
Jalen Brunson.
Steph. Jalen Brunson.
Dame Lillard.
Cade Cunningham. Dame Lillard, although he got hurt.
And Cade's really a 2, bro. Like, we got to be honest.
Cade's a 1, bro. Cade's a 1.
He's a 1.
Cade's a 1. Jaden Ivey's a 2. Or like, even if you just look at their team, Cade is a 1. Jaden Ivey's way more of a 2 than Cade.
What?
Yeah. Cade is a 1, bro. Cade's a 1, bro.
Jaden Ivey's more of a 1, bro.
Kyrie Irving.
But back to what Sean was saying. As much as I hate to admit it, bro. He
De'Aaron Fox.
No.
I'm just running through.
Yeah, just rattling names.
Running through the names, right?
Yeah, Colin Sexton. This is all
Trey Young.
trying to go down.
Darius Garland.
That's what I'm saying, man. Like,
yeah, I mean,
Tyler Hero.
Yeah, I get if you're. Well, first of all, he's definitely top 10 point guard for sure. And if you want to dwindle it down,
I give him 5.
And he might be top 5. I know I'm blanking because I don't have the logos in front of me to like just think of all the point guards. But listen, at this point, he's probably Shea. I mean, look at who he played against, right?
Yeah.
We didn't even bring up. So maybe he's really
a PG. He's not a. And that's why I have to. My bad, FJB. That's why you got to acquiesce. You have to acquiesce.
Yeah, the caveat.
Like you have to say pure point.
You have traditional point guard, which is your pure traditional point guard, and then you have the scoring point guards.
And we didn't even think about the God point guard, Chris Paul. We didn't even say his name.
Chris Paul 40, so yeah, he's 40.
You know what I'm saying?
It's quiet, bro. It's quiet. Chris Paul paying 18 minutes a game. GG. Love that question though. That's a
good question.
That's a good one.
I like that. That's a good one.
Shout out to the chicken man. Listen, this is the last one of the night, fellas. Coup de grace. Here we go. This one comes from Marty. You gonna get a kick out of that one. At RTY, affectionately known as Marty. Shout out to you, Ashford Bay Gladiator. You know who you are. Here's the question: will Justin Fields have a successful season with the New York Jets this season?
I gotta take a look at their schedule, but yes, I kind of feel like Jets fans were ready for anything outside of Aaron Rodgers. They wanted to pack Cuz up a long time ago. They
get him out of here, man. Get him out of here.
So I think there's going to just be a lot of enthusiasm and optimism going into the season. So the energy around the team is just going to be better, right? And I feel like that positive energy translates. The Jets' defense should be formidable. Their offense is going to be a work in progress because we've always questioned Justin Fields' arm and his accuracy since his Bears days. I think that'll somewhat continue, but they at least now have like that. Listen, there's a lot to be shown and seen from the dual run threat combo. Like between him and Breece Hall and Braylon Allen, good luck, right? Like the RPO package is gonna be lethal because you got to worry about both of them, and I feel like that's just gonna open up the field for the offense. And it should be pretty. This should be one of the better Jet seasons in recent history.
I'll attest to that. I could attest to that, man. I feel like they will essentially. I don't think they'll be super successful, but I could see with with a new coach, like they're trying to breathe some air into the franchise right now. I think
shout to Aaron Glenn.
Aaron Glenn,
I think one of my favorite all-time corners when I was a Jet fan. Keyword was.
And so I do believe that they will have that, and if you look at it too, that the Jets, if I'm not mistaken, they hired someone off of the Lions offensive staff as well. So, like you're talking about, the team will be different. They're going to look to max, because just, it's weird to me, because I'm the college football guy. At Ohio State, he was airing the ball out. He came a long way from that, that freshman that transferred, that redshirt freshman that came into Georgia, and they used to use him in just running packages. He was definitely a difference maker, throwing to all of I think it was Jackson Smith and Jigba as well. He was throwing to him. Garrett Wilson. Garrett Wilson. So it's like, okay, they're trying to find that mesh with him again. You know what I mean? So I would say as much as I make jokes about the Jets, I think they'll be a lot better. I think they'll be better than the Giants, but it's just...
I wish that, and I said this in the chat the other day, I wish that you guys' energy and optimism for the Knicks would translate over to the New York Giants, because the New York Giants are going to surprise a lot of people this year. Y'all better, you heard it here first, all right? I said it last year. That shit didn't work out. But bombastic side eye. Believe me when I say to you, this year, with Russell Wilson at the helm, you got.
Listen, we're gonna go. We're gonna
do that long.
Hold on. I just want to say that. Hold on. Wait. This is my last hot take of the night. Abdul Carter. You got
Abdul Carter,
Brian Bird, or Abdul Carter. You got Abdul. You got
Kayvon Thibodeau.
You got Kayvon Thibodeau. You got Brian Burns. You got Sexy Dexy Lawrence. You got Malik Neighbors. You got Cam Scatterbo. You got the potential of Odell Beckham talking about he gonna join the fold. Listen, I can't contain my enthusiasm. But back to the question at hand. Like Felix just mentioned, you have Braylon Allen. You got Garrett Wilson, who he has Justin Fields, who has familiarity with. They're going to run the ball. They're going to be a run-first football team, and they're going to be physical. And Justin Fields is not a small dude, bro. He's pause. He's 6'3", 230-something pounds coming at you, and he will lower the boom, bro. They're going to this is a prove-it year for him. I think that he's going to be put in a position of success, because they're going to lead to him his strengths. In the NFL, he's not a 3 and 4th read quarterback. He's a 1-2 read, take off, and do what you do best. Run the football and run somebody over. But listen, fellas, this has been a great mailbag. All right? And listen,
appreciate those questions, man.
Shout out to everybody on Instagram and on X, formerly known as Twitter, that gave us all the questions. They were outstanding. We're going to tag all of you in the video coming up. Listen, like, share, subscribe,
comment.
Comment and listen. The next time we do a mailbag, it'll be you on the video. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna shout out everybody that was a part of it. And listen, it don't cost you nothing to support. We're gonna be more consistent with the content that we put out, and we have something special coming for y'all in the next coming weeks. So listen, fellas, on behalf of the 22 Twos podcast, shout out to Mr. Manuz. We miss you tonight. We'll catch you on the next one. Peace.